as the saying goes, we are not getting anywhere fast this morning. And what happened was I had fully intended to get right into this yesterday while yesterday's episode was uploading. However, what I ended up doing was I got very involved in something else. And it carried through until this morning, and right now it's about 12:30 noon. And I am just starting here. Now I think if I was to shorten one of these a little more than the other, I think it'd probably have to be quite a little bit shorter. Okay, I'm going to shorten the long one about 1 millimeter, and the short one I'll shorten about 2 millimeters and see what happens here. Okay, so that's approximately 1 millimeter. And this one here will do about, that's approximately 2 millimeters. Let's see what that'll do. Okay, now the idea is I want the short one to drop down a little further. Oh, I gotta shorten the long one even more. That's for sure. For the fun of it, let's see how that would look or work. Yeah. That looks all right. I think, though, that this should be a little bit further down. The spar on this wing would be more here, not up here. Well, we're getting there. Best I remember from Stefan's drawings yesterday, where it fastened onto the side of the fuselage, it was just under more or less the middle of the canopy, between the front and the back. Mind you, this won't be seen anyway, because unless I have quite a bit of this sticking out of the hanger. Well, you know, that's pretty much it. Maybe this could be a little bit further down on the side of the fuselage and not so much up where the canopy attaches, but anyway, I'm kind of expecting my little hobby vise to show up today. Be nice if it showed up just before, before I close this episode off. Not that I can use it right now anyway. I think I'll just put a little bit of extra thin right there. Okay, now I wish there was some way I could hold this at the same time, so I'm just going to put now, don't fall off. Pretty sure I got some on there. Just let that solidify now. I don't think it'll fall off. Then I'll do the other 2 points. It's a little bit on the high side. Don't know if I dare try to... If I try to poke it down, what's going to end up happening is it's going to stick to the knife. I think I'll just leave well enough alone. Okay. Approximately 5 minutes has passed now. That should do it. Give it another 5 minutes. I guess it's something like this where a time lapse would be interesting, but it's cumbersome to set up. But it'd be nice to sort of watch the. I know I could just leave the camera running and then I could do the time lapse in the computer. That'd be the same thing. Yeah, we'll just leave it run. Hope my battery will last. While I was sitting here trying not to shake the model table, the courier pulls up. This is going to change everything. We're going to have another kind of disjointed episode. Well, here's what's happened. And I may as well start way back at the beginning because there might be some viewers that don't know the history here. About 6 years ago, my wife was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. I guess the correct way to say it is Alzheimer disease. You don't say the S at the end. Anyway, yeah, so things were pretty good for the first couple of years, but then it eventually got to the place where Mary could not be left alone upstairs here by herself when I was downstairs in my workshop, and I'm thinking, well, what am I going to do? And I thought, well, why don't I get a surveillance system? And Best Buy had one on sale at a fantastic price, an 8-camera system. So I bought it and I set it up. Right now, you see it looking out the windows. All the cameras before, when I set it up for Mary, they were looking in the house here upstairs. There was no place that Mary could, fall down or have a problem or anything like that I would not know about it while I was down in my workshop. Like if she was walking around, I could hear the floor creaking over my head. I knew everything was fine. But if things all of a sudden got quiet, I'd think, is everything okay? So I just checked the monitor. I actually had 2 monitors. I had a big screen TV set up in the main part of the workshop, and a computer monitor set up in another part. So no matter where I was, I just had to turn my head and I could see that she was okay. Anyway, eventually Mary had to go into a personal care home, and I still had all these, this camera set up. And instead of having it looking in, I changed it so it looks out. And yesterday, I knew that this package was coming. So I'm thinking, I'll set up the camera. I had renovations done here in the house here about 2 months ago. And when I had the renovations done, I had to take all the cameras down. And so they were just sort of makeshift set up. And yesterday, episode number, 210, while it was uploading, I started working on the cameras to make them a little bit more permanent. And one thing led to the other, and that took care of the rest of the day, and I didn't do anything on 211 yesterday. And same thing happened this morning. I got up and there was still stuff left to do, get everything adjusted just right. And I'm walking around holding my laptop so I can view the cameras, and I'm adjusting this one and checking the laptop. And, it took a while. Kind of like this story. Anyway, what I'm thinking here is I may as well have some fun with this. And, I'm going to, 3 of the cameras, got the delivery guy. So I'm just having fun here. I got nothing else to do. Anyway, that's what this is all about. So here's what's happening. Now this runs for about a minute. And I had a bit of a challenge going on here. I had to, sync up 3 surveillance cameras and a soundtrack off a 4th camera. And the soundtrack wasn't running quite at the same speed. But I had fun. You can fast forward through it if you want. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Not bad.
Good. Package for Ron?
Yeah, that's me.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Just do a quick signature and I'll be on my way.
Okay.
And the block with your fingers good? Perfect. Thanks.
You too. Thanks. I'm going to have to abruptly cut this video off. It's almost 3:30 here in Winnipeg right now, and I got to get my video uploaded. And I've still got some editing yet to do. So I guess we're going to have our box opening video in episode 212. I know I said we might do it today, but it looks like we ran out of time. So, all being well, we'll see you in 212. And thanks for watching.